Well, today is a beautiful day. It is beautiful outside. I'm about to have to lose the hoodie beautiful. I don't know what it is right now, but it's supposed to be like 80 degrees. For the first time in a long time, we don't have some horrible winds. So I have some tree seeds that I've picked up. I don't really even know what they are, but we have some vacant parts around our berms of our pond that I want to get more shade at. So I thought, heck with it, I'm going to spread them. And then we found some cherry trees, some gooseberries, some, I don't even remember, pomegranates. I found all kinds of stuff. So we're going to plant some more stuff in the food forest. I'll show you guys our new pigs. And then we are building an automated system on our house, so if we ever have to be gone for more than a day or two. So we've made the chickens to where they've got their own area. We're going to expand their chicken run into what we used to have as our old rabbit barn, because we don't raise rabbits in our barn anymore. It's a pain in the butt. We kind of have free range rabbits, and then we're doing like a chicken tractor type deal but with rabbits. So we're doing that to where we don't have them all over the place. Trying to think what else we've got going on today. So we've got that, putting a doggy door in the house so that the dog can come in and out, and we don't have to mess with that because she's only in the backyard. Just got a whole bunch of little projects going along the way, so we'll kind of show what all we got going on. And we're gonna plant some trees, trying to get we made a list this last week, and all the things we hate doing, things that are a pain. And like when we're gone in the evening and it's late, you know, we always have to have somebody try to put chickens up, and it's a pain always having to be that nuisance neighbor to ask somebody. And sometimes, you know, things happen and then we don't have anybody, and I don't want my animals getting hurt out of my neglect. So we want to prevent that from happening in the future. So we're trying to make our place to where we don't have to do that. So we made a larger chicken run. I showed you guys in the last video. So I'm making some automatic feeders. I think I'm gonna hang a deer feeder in there if it'll feed enough. I've got to play with it and see. Just doing that kind of stuff is every video you'll see. I'm gonna always be adding something to the food forest, and we just want to make sure what we've got going on is gonna be productive and healthy, and you know, not more work. We're trying to create better stuff with less work, and that's kind of what our plan is. So we are out here now. First thing first, I haven't done in a while, and check and see the health of the bees. So here they are, and it looks like they're coming in and out pretty good. So I don't think we have any issues with bees, so that's good. I set an empty trap behind them in case they ever try to swarm and I don't catch it in time, that we can get that done. So we're gonna spread some flowers and or some seeds and stuff, and try to get some more. Just got hit in the finger by a bee, sorry about that. Get some more trees going, and we'll see you guys here in just a second. So one of my daily chores, we don't throw any paper products or cardboard products, and we're really conservative on what we buy. We really try to make sure that we're not, you know, getting a whole bunch of stuff that's not going to be. And pardon about my face, I have literally been working, and I wiped my face and I got grease or something off of something. But anyhow, one of the things that we do is we have a compost pile, and we are very active with our compost pile. Our vegetable scraps, our grass clippings. I mow my front and back immediate yard area. I have just a small area of our place that I keep as grass. The rest is either grazed or wildflowers or vegetation. But anyhow, the two parts that I do mow, I use grass clippings, and I basically keep them mowed just for grass clippings because they work really well in the compost pile. But what I do is I just have some 2x4 welded wire, and then when we buy our groceries, the groceries that we do buy, Oklahoma has a store called Brahms. Free plug for Brahms. They're the best that we can find. You don't have to go and deal with all the people at the general department stores that, you know, are dressed in their pajamas walking their dogs and stuff. So you can get pretty close to organic, a lot of organic. So we buy our milk and dairy products and stuff like that. That's one thing I'm not gonna have at this point in time. I like to go fishing, and there's times I leave for a few days at a time to go fishing. So having dairy cattle or goats, whatever, it's just not in the equation for what my setup is. But anyhow, so when we buy our groceries, we get them in paper bags. I always get paper bags, and I keep a paper bag inside of a container in my kitchen, and we throw our coffee grounds, our tea bags, the cardboard boxes, paper towels, anything like that we get, and then we throw them in there. And then I usually fill one up every couple days, and then I haul it out here. And this is our compost bin, and it's just, like I say, 2x4 welded wire, and I will carry the products that are paper or cardboard or whatever into food scraps, and I'll throw them in, and then I try to layer them with grass clippings in the summertime, which now we're getting to. And then on top of that, you could see there was manure, and this is some cow manure that I got, but I clean out my chicken pen, and usually once a week I go out there and I'll fill a wheelbarrow full and I'll throw that on top of it, and it works really well. And I have this literally really close to my frost-free hydrant, so I can come out here and add water to it, and then that water generates it helps stimulate the rot and get everything going to where it generates the heat to do that. So this is how we do compost. Once I get it full, I start a new pile, and I'll keep it wet for a little while, and then I'll release the wire, and then the chickens will come in and kind of dig through it and scrape it. And it's actually inside the perimeter of our garden area, so it's really close to, once they start getting it spread around and I know it's 100% broke down, then I'll go shovel it and spread it across the garden. It's pretty good, method for us for what we're doing. And it's really, we don't go to the landfill hardly at all, and we don't have a trash service. I mean, we have a couple people who come out here, but it's not like a regular trash service, and it's a little bit expensive. So we do it this way, and then the stuff that we can't compost or do whatever, we either take it to a recycling center or what very little we have to the landfill. So it's a method that I feel it makes our gardens better, and I think we're keeping a lot of crap from having to go through and be part of the landfill. So this is our method for that. So we got some faucets that are broken, and I have a PEX fitting that broke in our barn, so I have to get after that. So I'll do a little bit of plumbing and see you guys in a minute. So I'm inside what was our rabbit barn. Now this is a little bit embarrassing, but this channel I'm trying to make is really my day-to-day life. As you guys know, if you've watched my channel before, or if you're new here, I'll explain now. I've had 6 knee surgeries, but 4 in the last 3 years, and 1 was a complete total replacement. So I was not able to get a bunch of chores down, and this barn really kind of got neglected. So we've kind of abandoned it. It was held to hold hay. We stored all of our hay to feed the sheep over winter, but we are cleaning it out, and it was originally for rabbits, and it gets hot here in Oklahoma, and it wasn't cost effective for us to try to keep this thing cool enough for rabbits, and then to keep them with food and everything like that. Plus, I don't really have the heart to butcher rabbits. It was one of those things. So we do have rabbits, and I'll butcher a few here and there, but like I say, I kind of let them free range, and we have all of our trees and our garden and everything like that kind of protected, and they've been reproducing and doing good. And if we want to pick one out or whatever to butcher, we can. I haven't really done that as of yet, but we have taken some and traded them with people so they had some of their own. So anyhow, in this room, what we do is we are using it. I'll show you guys, and just being honest, it's a mess. It has rabbit pins in here, and I just used it for storage. So I'm going to clean out everything in here, and this is basically our brooder box where we start our chicks once we have them incubated. But we're going to clean everything out of here to where the chickens, if they lay eggs or whatever in here, we can find them and they're not piles of crap everywhere. And then I've made for vents that you can see behind them cages that actually goes into our chicken coop. So I'm going to get rid of that wire, and I'm going to open this up to where it's one great big building, and we're going to utilize this as a chicken coop as well. And then when we have our starter chickens in here, we can do all that as well. So anyhow, with that said, I have some damage in here. I have a PEX fitting that has been broken down, so I have to come in here and fix that. Now that PEX fitting, I ran PEX because PEX can freeze and it won't break and it doesn't cause any problems. But we have 2 tom turkeys, and they want to fight all the time, and I had to separate them, and I put them in there, and the one tom turkey got in there and just was tearing everything up. So with that said, we're a little rooster rich and we're a little turkey rich, so we are going tomorrow, and we're going to send some to freezer camp. So we have Tom and then some roosters that we're going to cull, and tomorrow when we get out of church, we're going to come out here and I'll get the plucker out. And I'm not going to actually show how to do that. These videos that I'm making are kind of what we do day to day in basic operations, and then I'll probably go into some specific details. But these, I want to kind of just show what we do and how we do, and then kind of what we're starting with and where we end up, and then you guys can see kind of what it's like to do this. It's hard work, but it's enjoyable work, and it's not too awful bad. I guess I need to turn around and show you guys what I'll be doing once I have my plumbing tools out. I've made a manifold on my well that shoots water at real high pressure, and it's a little bit ghetto looking. That's what it is. So I can run 3 different garden hoses, but one of them is a ball valve that is full throttle, so I can actually have some major water pressure. And as you can see, it's got a leak. I don't know, we have real calcium, bad calcium in our water, and it kind of tears stuff up, but it could have also been from freezing. It's been there for a few years and things just wear out, so I'm going to put a ball valve in there so it gives me full flow. So I've got to replace that and replace that PEX fitting real quick, and we should be up and running and having water. When I built this system, I have water all over this place. I mean, every place I have probably 2,000 feet of water lines buried underground in electric. So every outbuilding that I have and every shed, animal shelter, whatever like that, everything I have has water and electric to it. So if I ever want to expand or do something, the infrastructure was done. It was a little bit expensive to do at first, but when I had a trencher here, I thought, man, I'll get it all done at once. So we trenched lines for electric and we trenched lines for water. So every single building out here has that. But inside my well house, I made shutoff valves to each thing. So some of the stuff's not even hooked up yet. It's piped to nowhere, so it has a shutoff valve. But I also have multiple wells on this place. I live in town, and this was 2 city blocks, and it was closed. So we ended up buying all the pieces of land on this 2 city blocks and closed it into one piece, so it doesn't have a road or anything that goes through it. But the original town had multiple houses that sat in this place, so the wells for those places we have. So the lines that we have, I have them running from one well house to the other. So if one of our wells ever gives us a problem, or we ever have a problem like that, I can backfeed water from one well to the other system and not have to worry. I can keep water flowing until we can figure out what it is. So I try to put a backup and a backup to a backup in everything that I do. So if one of our wells, say our well to our house quits working and I don't have time to fix it, I can literally go and turn a valve on one end and a valve on the other end and redirect water. So it's a pretty handy deal. So anyhow, I'm gonna get these plumbing things fixed, and then I'll see what else I got to do for the rest of the day. So see you in a minute. So when I talk about truth in our videos, I don't know where I put my PEX pipe parts stuff. So I'm out at my pond right now because I put a bathroom in my pond house, so when we have people coming for fly fishing classes, or if we're out here as a family hanging out in the evening, we have a bathroom and a sink and everything. So, you know, I don't have to have a bunch of strangers in my house, but also it's pretty convenient because it's 500 feet from my pond to my house, so it works out really well for us. But anyhow, so I'm digging for tools. But with that said, I came out here the other day. We had a fly fishing, I teach a fly fishing class for a group of homeschool kids, and it's pretty awesome. They tie flies and then we come back out and fish. So anyhow, we got that going on, but I came out here and did a bunch of work cleaning up. So I cleaned up a bunch of shoreline that was grown up, but I got to come out here, and that'll be a day's work trying to contain cattails off of the bridge and everything like that, to where we have more shoreline where we can, you know, get casting, not get our fly lines tangled up and all that. So anyhow, trying to do all that without chemicals is a full-time job. In the summer, I really spend a lot of time with cattails. However, cattails are really useful. You can use them for all kinds of stuff. They make phenomenal mulch. You can do all kinds of stuff with them. You can literally, like the starch that you use for like if people use cornstarch, you can take the roots and dry them out, and there's a method to, I might make a video of that, but you can basically make starch for like cooking or as a thickening agent and all that out of cattail roots. There's some stuff you can do with them, like the insides of them you can use for toothaches and stuff. There's just all kinds of stuff. Cattails are a really useful plant, but they're a real pain in the butt to try to keep up with. So anyhow, I just gonna be honest, I'm out looking for tools, and I thought I'd show you guys how we're cleaning up the pond and trying to do stuff like that. And I'll show you guys here in just a second. I'll post some pics from the club, the fishing thing that we did the other night. Some of the kids come out here and had a really good time catching some fish. So anyhow, on a mission to find some tools. Well, thank God I haven't completely forgot everything, so I gotta really do better about putting stuff up. If you have a homestead, gosh, I got black stuff all over my face. I look like a hobo. If you got a homestead and you are doing stuff, put your stuff away. I spend more time looking for tools and trying to figure out and do whatever I did. And I've got a really neat setup I made for a shop, but I had my shop and stuff all on a different property, and we moved everything into this place because I had a few places around town, and I got rid of all of them to get everything here on the one place because it's all solar and battery backup. So I'm pretty much an off-grid. We're hooked to the grid, but I'm pretty much an off-grid location. I make more electric every year than I use, and my house is battery backed up. I actually have 240 kW battery bank, so I can run my house for quite a while on just batteries alone, unless I'm running my air conditioner. In the hot summer parts of Oklahoma, it'll wipe them batteries out. I'll last a day, and that's about it. So, but anyhow, I found my cutter and my PEX tool, so I'm gonna go out there and get them pipes replaced, and then I don't know what all I got going on. I'm getting kind of tired, so this might be getting close to the end of the video, so sorry about the ramblings. This is just what we do. I want to try to follow along with my day and show you guys literally what I do. So you'll see I spend a lot of time shoveling crap, picking up trash, and looking for tools. So hopefully I get all that stuff a little bit better. So if you're doing homesteading stuff or home repair, anything, use PEX. PEX is amazing. This broke. You can see where it broke because of the turkey jumping on it, but we have temperatures down to below 0 here. We've never had a frozen pipe that broke out here. The pipes, they can freeze, but the PEX expands, and you can get a little PEX tool like this, and I like the little stainless steel clips. These little stainless steel clips, they're a little bit more expensive, but they're a lot easier to use, and it's this simple. You literally slide it on, and you're done. No glue, no nothing. It's that easy. So PEX is the way to go. It doesn't freeze. You can run it a whole bunch real fast. It works. And I put ball valves everywhere to where I can shut things off and have it on and off wherever I need it. So if you're not using PEX, get you some. So I am calling it a day. We have made things to where we can kind of leave them on our own. So I'll kind of show you. I cut a big door in my little door, and I'm going to put a fold-up thing on it, but for now we're going to secure it where you can't see it and nothing goes in it. But tomorrow I'm going to put a hot wire fence all the way around the outside of our chicken run. We got a big pool out there, so the chickens will be able to drink out of that, ducks will be able to swim in it if they got to be here for a couple days or whatever. I made a little window into the rabbit barn. This is a little bit ghetto out here, but it is what it is. We've made it work with what we have. So inside our rabbit barn, I got everything kind of cleared up, and I threw a bunch of hay on the ground so the animals have a way to nest. You can see down at the bottom I opened it up. So we've converted our 2 barns into one big barn, or sheds, whatever you call it. So our chickens will now have a place that's bigger on bad weather days when it's hot. Whenever whatever's going on, we'll have it. So anyhow, here's our new piggies. We're going to fatten these guys up a little bit more for a couple months. They're FFA pigs, and the sheep are kind of curious about them, so they're all hanging out. They kind of wrestle around a little bit, but we're going to fatten them up, get them on some natural food for about probably 2 months, and try to see if we can do that. And there's Dottie and Bobby, and they have done really, really good out here this year. They're really cleaning things up. So anyhow, that's about what the day is. So the other day I made a video, a while back, and showed you the garden, and you can see it has worked really well. The chickens have spread it all over the place. There's nothing growing in it. We've actually put some water out here to kind of moisture, but it literally, the weeds, I mean, it prevents the weeds almost 100%. So we'll have that going. We will probably in the next couple weeks get our garden and everything all put together and start doing our outside garden. So I'm gonna call it good out here at the animals. I'll show you guys what we did in our little food forest area, and then I'm gonna call it a day. So sometimes you wonder what you need to do, and God, I got red. I don't know if that's hot or sunburn, maybe both, but I did get hot today. Anyhow, so I am butchering through some roosters tomorrow and one of our tom turkeys. And you know, you kind of wonder which ones you want to select. You know, I want to raise some pretty roosters. I do a lot of fly tying. I'm actually going to start raising some better breeds of roosters for fly tying. And anyhow, so if you ever want a sign of what to do, don't ever like ask God for signs, because he'll give you one. I'll show you. So the little jackfoot that did that is right there. And I've showed you guys several times where we've had that little guy chase me around. Well, today I'm moving a barrel of alfalfa seed and I'm bent over to get it, and he jumps on me through my pant leg, and you can see he clawed me with both claws and bit me all at the same time. And that's on my leg that's got the prosthetic knee that hurts all the time anyhow. So I don't know that I'm gonna feel bad for that guy. Normally I feel pretty bad about having to do those things, and I don't take it lightly when we have to, you know, process animals. But anyhow, that little guy, he's done for. I'm not playing his game no more. So anyway, we got all our water fixed. We got the battery charging for tomorrow. We planted, man, we got all kinds of new stuff today, so I'll take you guys and show you that. And Zoe, my daughter, she started working today on some fencing projects. We're doing some fencing and landscaping, and I showed you guys in the video the last time the the rhododendron, that we call it river cane. I use it for a lot of projects. It's handy. I mean, it's just really handy, and we are actually using it as a fencing and landscaping stuff. And Zoe started that today, so I'm a few feet away, and I'll show you kind of what she's doing. And she's kind of putting a little more jazz to it than what I was gonna do, but it's her project. I'll let her do it. She's willing to come out and help me work. I'm gonna be happy with it, and I'm gonna let her do what she wants. So with that said, this is what we're gonna do, and it will go all the way around this fence up to where our corner post going across the food forest is, and to right here. Over there is gonna be my little fly tying studio. It's gonna be a little log cabin thing. So out here in the food forest, we've got things. Out here in the food forest, we have things. I planted some marigolds all the way around. I got some agave plants, so I want to be able to have our own sugar. So I have some stevia. We have honey, of course. I planted out here in the food forest, I planted some sugar beets plus the agave. So we added out here where the flags are, we got our kiwi right here. That's going to be an asparagus bed underneath one of the apple trees that I needed to prune and didn't get to. We got our rhubarb. I got a grape right here. Over here we have a hazelnut tree that we had in a spot that was dead. Now you can see we use these flags and we write on them, and it kind of works good. It lets you know where everything's at, and then it kind of, the flag will hold the weather. We have a pomegranate. Let me get out of the water. We have a pomegranate. We have a dewberry we planted. A cherry. Woo! We have a cherry, a gooseberry, and then out here we have our fig trees and stuff that I've already shown you guys. Some of the wild plums that I did that are over there, they're actually starting to bloom. And out here in the other place where I planted the carrots and all that kind of stuff, it is all coming together right now. So we've really had a pretty good day of work. It's pretty awesome. I found one more blueberry. I didn't have enough in the area that I'm putting them, and I got one more blueberry plant, and it's already got berries on it. So anyhow, great day today. We got a lot of work done. You can see by my face I'm beat red. I'm hot. So this is kind of a little bit more in and out jumping on videos, but it's kind of what we do all day. So I'll actually make a few videos showing specific things like how to do this that aren't so long, but I'm gonna just kind of highlight my projects through the day so you guys can kind of see what it takes to run this little 8-acre homestead. Nothing big, nothing fancy, but we're able to raise most all of our meat. My in-laws raise cattle, and we do get a half a side of beef from them every year we buy. But pretty much everything else meat wise we raise here. We do buy citrus fruits. This summer I will have Walpini greenhouse built, and we will have our citrus there. I actually have a lemon tree and an orange tree and then a Mayer lemon tree, and we're going to get an olive tree as well, and we're going to get all that done. And we are going to be able to have our own citrus fruit and stuff like that. We're of course going to have to buy groceries. We're normal human people, but we're going to do the best we can with what we've got and try to get as much of it on our own as we can. So the sheep are over there playing with the pigs, but we've been watering and it's finally getting warm. I'm going to show you one last thing and I'm going to call it a day. But you can see the cover crops. I don't know if I posted a video, but I planted a bunch of cover crops out here, and I'm kind of letting the sheep graze out through there, and when they get it ate down a little bit low, we'll move it back down and move them around. They're going to have actual 4 paddocks that we can move them around on. Each one's going to be somewhere around an acre. One of them is a little bit bigger than an acre, so we'll be able to run them through and they're going to be able to eat, and hopefully we don't have to feed them too awful much. I've done some bartering with some organic hay, so at the end of the year we'll be able to have hay for winter time, and we will again plant winter crops so they have stuff to go. So anyhow, I'm tired, guys. It's been a long day. I'm gonna go get my mail from the mailbox and call it a night. I really appreciate you guys. If you're into fly fishing, look us up on YouTube. It's I've Got Bugs Fly Fishing. www.ivegotbugs.com is our website. It's got all the links to our social media, the books that I write, and if you guys are interested, I teach fly tying classes, and I do fly casting classes out at our pond, so one-on-one personal instruction. So if you guys are interested in any of that, please support what we're doing. I'm going to make this dream come true, and I hope I can do it with you guys. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you in the next video.